Incredible greetings, Silaholics, and welcome to Silaholics Anonymous. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products, as well as 365 Creative Academy and Silaholics Anonymous. As you can see from the images on the screen, we are going to go through how to create the now trending, this is September 2024, and this phrase, of course, is trending for high schools, youth sports teams, college teams. It's big in all of the craft groups right now. And you can do this in a lot of different programs, whether it's Canva, Photoshop, Illustrator, Affinity. But of course, my program of choice is Silhouette Studio. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to do, to create this type of design in Silhouette Studio. All right. If you are new here, hopefully this will not be your last time with us, and you will consider hitting that subscribe button by the time you get to the end of this video, as well as the notification bells so that you are notified whenever we release new content. If you are already a subscriber, welcome back. Okay, and thank you for subscribing. Before we get started, there are some important things that you guys need to know about creating these designs. So I'm going to give you a little minute to go get your pen and pad, or you can just watch this again, watch the replay of it, and then take some notes. But if you want to get your notes now, go ahead, pause this video and go and get your notes. So go get your note-taking utensils, okay? So number one, it is best to have a flattened image for this type of design. Can it be done with an SVG? It absolutely can. Especially if it's like a single color or single layer SVG, definitely can do this. But if it is something that is layered, like the mascot that we're going to use, the husky face, an SVG can be done, but it's a lot more steps. I will be going over those steps in our Essentials of Silhouette Studio program. If you're enrolled in that, you're going to see that under the exclusive tutorials and videos. But whether it's a JPEG or a PNG, a flattened image is ideal. You will need to trace and detach that image. If it has a complex background, you may want to go into an outside background remover, because Silhouette Studio, you can trace and detach to remove simple backgrounds, but not complex backgrounds. Number two, your font selection. It is important to know that every font is not the same, and each font will yield different results in how this looks. Really thin fonts don't work well with this. Nice, thick, chunky fonts are best. All right. Number three, we are going to go over the tools that you will need in order to create this. You can create this from the free version. You do not have to have Designer Edition or above or anything like that when creating these. However, there are going to be some things that I use, such as the shadow tool, where having Designer Edition or above does come in handy. But the tools that we're going to need for this is going to be our rectangle tool. And this is in not the correct order. I'm just going to identify the tools. So our rectangle tool, of course your text tool. The A on this side starts the text. The A on this side allows you to adjust that text. We are going to need our color palette. If you have Designer Edition, well, first trace. If you have Designer Edition or above, we're going to use the shadow tool. We went over, adjusting your fonts, your transform panel to align to the left or right, depending on how you're going to set it up, and also space it vertically. If you're wanting to make all of your words have the same starting and end point, and you're going to blow some of them up or use your character spacing, things like that, that is an option as well. You're also going to use your modify panel, subtract and crop. Now that we have gone over those important need to knows, let's go ahead and jump into this lesson. All right, so you're going to type out your text and then arrange it however you see fit. The spacing on this does kind of matter a little bit so that everything is legible, especially if you're going to add offsets around it. Think about that beforehand. You're going to want to drag and select your text and group it. That's going to make it easier to select it in the next parts. Then you're going to take your image and bring it over to your text. You can make it bigger or smaller depending on, the look that you're going for. Then we're going to select everything and we're going to copy. We're going to come over here to our modify panel and we're going to crop. Bring your mouse over to this area, right click, and group that together. Then we're going to right click and paste in front. Not regular paste, paste in front. And then click off. You're going to click on the words, come over here to your color palette, and select your color, whether you're going to put a custom hex code in or sample from your design. And we're going to right click and send that to the back. Now we're going to add our offsets. So we're going to do our first offset. There is no right or wrong for the size of your offset. You want to make it however you desire it to look. If you want it thick, thin, for that first one, I do recommend leaving it a little bit thinner. So we're going to go offset, and your offset is dependent on the overall size. So don't try to copy the exact offset that I am using because your design may not be scaled to the exact size that I am using. And I want to have my scissor with a point. I guess those are not pointed. And maybe up just a little bit so it crosses over, and apply. I'm then going to fill this in with color. Bring my mouse over to that color, right click, and group it together. Then I'm going to come over to our image effects, go to shadow, hit the shadow, go to my shadow color, make it dark, and reduce my transparency, or increase the transparency. And then we're going to release shadow. Click off. I actually want to adjust my shadow just a little bit. And then I'm going to select everything here from the shadow to the words and the offset, just not the mascot. And I'm going to go offset again. And I'm going to make this offset just a little bit bigger. And then apply. I'm going to add some color to that. For now, it doesn't matter what color that is. And we're going to group that together. Now I'm going to come over to my rectangle tool. Make sure that the rectangle fully covers whichever side you want to remove. The rectangle fully covers it. And then we're going to hold down Shift, click on this side of the mascot or image, modify, and subtract. Now I'm going to go in and just sample some of the colors within this design, turn all of my line color off, and there we have it. I'm going to pull this behind it just so that you can see what it looks like with a background. So there's with white, there's with the black. If I were to make it, ooh, that red is nice. Blue, which is the color in the nose. That just kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to look like on different backgrounds. So not too bad. I will run through it one more time, just in real time, so you can see how quick and easy this can be once you get the hang of it. If you have any questions though, don't hesitate to post them in the comments below. Let me know if you enjoyed this type of lesson and what else you would like to see from us. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just paste and bring this over here. So we're ready? Let's see how long it takes me to do this from start to finish. We have to do another copy. So copy, crop, group, paste in front, send to the back, fill with color, offset, fill with color, group, shadow, release, select all of the text, offset, apply, fill with color, right click and group, rectangle, straight down the middle, and make sure we go above and below. Hold down shift, click, modify, subtract, and now I can fill these colors in and play around with whether or not I want which colors I want on the inside, outside, and things of that nature. Select everything, remove my line color, and this was the wrong color, so let's make that white, and there we have it. All right, y'all, that concludes this. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, share this out. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.